All right, so we intend to finish this discussion today. I'm waiting barrister me just they tell me, so we are definitely going to rush it. But the truth is, or the cocoa is, you get every bit of waiting when they talk on top of the show this morning. Good morning once again. Yes, good morning to everybody who don't join us before on top of the breakfast show. It's the midweek edition. And you already know, say from 8:30 to 9, barrister and myself, they always there here to look into everything that has to do with the law. And last week we started something new, legal side of hosting events, because we know say very soon, yes, hotels going to open, events will return and all of that. And it's just okay for us to know. Now the fact that you've been doing it before and you went free with that does not make it legal. Now the cocoa knives, because now when the law catch you, trust me, now he catch you. So you never can just tell. Maybe now the law won't catch up with you. Legal side of hosting events, now barrister will look into. And like I said earlier, we are intending to finish that today. My name is Slimy, and of course you are on top of your #1 family entertainment channel. Barrister, because I complimented your black and white last week, you had to bring another. You had to spice it up again today. And Chief had to just compliment your outfit and show your footwear. Even your shoe service is black and white. It's good like that.
I beg, help
like
those help me.
Why they helping you? What did I do? Barrister, please.
Help me, call
You're safe.
911.
Oh, somebody call 911.
How are you doing?
Very well.
Thank you very much, everyone at home. Today we are going on. Slimty, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody here. And at home, thank you for always allowing us to be part of your mornings with this legal side and Legal Matta and issues like that. Now, today we are talking about legal side of hosting events, and I said last week, and so I spoke extensively about the dimensions. And it's not just about you having a hotel. It's not about you having an event center. It's about even when you are the host, even in your home of an event, class party, class reunion party, even birthday, children's birthday, in your house, or probably children's birthday, not in your house, but taken to an event center, or even when you allow your teenage sons or teenage children to have their own party, and it has happened that you're in your house, or because you are the one that sponsored the party, even though they held the party at an event center, but since your child is the host, things can happen and go wrong. He can invite the wrong set of friends, who can do the wrong set of things to the wrong set of people, and that can speak a lot. It would look like, oh, it was meant to be a party. I remember there was an event that was held some time ago. Some children, some youth decided to go to just a youth event. They decided to go to a hotel to go and have a normal youth event, but the youth event in the hotel they used, there was a swimming pool, and out of excitement, these boys jumped into the pool without knowing how to swim, and about 2 of them or 3 of them drowned. Incidentally, 2 of the people that drowned were from the same parents, and you can imagine not the hotel per se, the hotel were extended into the problem, but the people that organized the so-called retreat or so-called event, and it was from one town. It was about from probably Ife to another town, Oshobo, but the people that that organized it became principal culprits. That look, why did you I'm going to get to that later.
Yeah,
so you have to understand all these things, and it has also happened. Departmental school. There's a time when one of the universities had the department of that university. They decided to have a beach out. And they went to the beach, and one of them drowned. It was a major issue for that university because invariably you are the host, because these children were supposed to be under your care, and then in allowing them to go out, it comes to the fact that look, you could have been time to be negligent in not ensuring that they were safe. Probably it might look to you, it might look a bit out of place, but
yeah, it's really out of place for me.
In advance civilizations, like you don't even allow
Are we
them.
supposed to restrict them? Were you supposed to stop them? Because
No.
these are adults.
No, to the extent that yes, you're not supposed to, but somehow there's what they call consent forms. Maybe because they are adults, you ask them, okay, sign a consent form that will not be responsible for you. You have on your own decided to go for this, and then the responsibility for that is on you. I also give an example. Sometimes during the Katrina, that's Hurricane Katrina that happened, some organizations, NGOs as it were, decided to go and help, from their own countries, from their own towns.
Yeah.
Decided to go and help the victims of that Katrina. And then so they got there, and some of them, in the course of helping, carrying things, got injured. And the injury was such that when they went back to their own country or to their own states, they, ordinarily in such civilizations, they have to be health insurance. So when you are having health insurance, many people can't afford to pay for the health facility themselves. So that's why they pay ahead health insurance. And just like insurance, if you insure a building, and the building is what insured, probably the content was what was stolen. So invariably, insurance will say, look, what insured was the building. If the building was not damaged, but the content was stolen, the insurance does not cover the content. There's a separate policy for insurance of the building and the content. If you have so for those people, they took insurance for health issues, not for accidents that you got in the course of going out.
Are you kidding me? Is it not still under my work?
No, because you see, there are terms and conditions. And of course, what happened was that these people couldn't get health care for what that event. Of course, some of them went back and sued the host, those who organized that event, that took them to that place, because they look, you are the one that took us to that event. So normally what people now do is that, okay, yes, I persuade you to come along for that event, but can you please, get a consent form, so that at that point it's a major, like, it was your own consent that took it. Then I will take responsibility within the ambit of reason, but not to this fact that you are going to open like a box, like, look, you are the one, you are taking responsibility, and it goes, and that's why when you are hosting events, no matter what event, so it's not just about hotel. It's not just about hotel. In fact, most hotels tell you what, they have insurances in place to accommodate. They know this because anybody that has event planner, what have you, should ordinarily, any astute, anyone where they do event planning, should ordinarily know all this kind of thing. That look, anything can happen, and the best. In fact, in some advanced climes, as an event planner, one of the prerequisites where you must get now to have insurance in place. Insurance for those you are inviting, insurance for those that will come and carry some things, because you see, one person might be trying to install a light and go and destroy something, and you cannot say no, the company was the one. No, you are the one that brought them into that venue. And because you brought them to that venue, you are going to assume responsibility. So the best thing is that, okay, anything and everything can go wrong, and because of that, let's have a consent, let's have an agreement. In fact, some people do contract liability, limited liability, liability exclusion clauses. Look, this is where we'll go. Your people have to come here, exercise due care and diligence. If they go beyond this, probably they came and start playing, or they are throwing stones at each other, playing out of excitement, and what they are throwing goes and meets a vase that was meant to be a decoration, and the vase breaks. You will not say that, no, they are your responsibility. The same thing in the hotel. If you have people come over to the hotel and, come and you are the host of that event, and then you say, come and stay with me in the hotel, or come and do whatever, and any of your guests destroys anything, the primary responsibility for that is you, the host. You can now hold the guest, because it is through you that you came to the hotel. So it's not about the hotel. So when your events, your guests come to the hotel, they are just probably excitement, or children come and they're running around and then they destroy something. No, you cannot say that, children, please help me. No, the children will be not be held, but you are the one that will face. You can now probably talk to the parents and whatever, but the legal charge for that. So that's what I'm saying about, there are legalities for hosting events, and if you know it, That's about the civil liability. But the other aspect is, or the primary aspect is that of the legal, or probably call it the law aspect. Because you see, the law aspect, or let me say the criminal aspect, if there are law that says don't do that event and you do that event, nagbege. If there are things that you have to obtain before you do that event and you don't obtain it, nagbege. If there are people who are not meant to come to that event and you allow them to come, nagbege. For instance, some parties, it should not be above 18. And then when probably they swoop into that place and you find teenagers, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, no matter what, it's probably okay, no, just come and stay there. You cannot stay at home alone and what have you.
So what you're saying is, okay, for this particular example you just gave now, if I'm supposed to have an event and I say, okay, if you know you are less than 18, you are not allowed to come into my event. And then maybe at the end of the day they come in and you understand the fact that these days, the way people they grew, you obviously cannot compare it to how it was back in the days. So now, if you tell me I am 18 and you are less 18, and it can't happen like that, so you hold me responsible.
Thank you.
I'm supposed to say you should bring your certificate.
Thank you. You see, that's the argument. That's the argument that in advanced countries that many of these people have tried. Okay.
Okay, I think we'll start from here when we'll come back. Anyway, so guys, it's getting heated, sort of. I know, when we come back, I'll open the lines and the discussion will continue. So stick around with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Our people, they talk, say, ignorance of the law. No be excuse.
If my name is for property, my child don't take that thing.
But I get one question. Now, if person die now and he puts his wife or he puts any of his relative as next.
Ignorance of the law no be excuse oh. That's now why we get one ogbonge program where we dey call Legal Matta on top WAP TV. You fit interact with us on top the show or talk to Barrister Vincent through we phone numbers wey be 081-7314-7589 and 081-054-34984. You still fit call us on top with Skype ID wey be WAP TV.
Legal Matter. All right, so guys, please feel free to call the numbers you guys get to see on your screens anytime from now. 081-054-34984 and of course 081-7314-7589. Please feel free to add us up to our Skype ID. We be at WAP TV. We didn't get to see faces this morning when Chief and I been there on the show, but then we intend to see your face, all your faces, today on top Legal Matter. So before Barrister and I went, I needed to ask, because for me now it is like the law is being exaggerated.
No.
Oh yeah, because okay, that's what I feel though. Because I feel, why do I have to? Okay, I'd already talked. Okay, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be less than 18, and then you come into my party, and maybe for entrance they ask you. The truth is, people can even manipulate their age. Barrister, now this thing works. Now it goes, and then at the end of the day, they can't find out. Okay, we had some persons that were actually less than the age I told them I requested for. And they entered my party, and they guys want to hold me for that, for an offense that I already stated. That if you know you are not, do not come. It wasn't like a do or die.
Okay, let me explain for everybody listening that sometimes the law does not make sense. Sometimes the law is not a question of morality. It's not a question. That's what I say. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. You know, ideally, in some claims, so people have tried to argue what you have said. That how can I to prevent them? But in other claims, what happens is that legitimately you are asked to present your ID, that shows that you are above. So because most on those countries they have everybody has an ID of kind of okay, so check, just present your ID that will show. So that one will permit me to say, okay, you are 18 or above and enter. Because you see, if the law is said to be like it is 18 and above, it is not the business of the law to come and be helping you to check. It is your responsibility to ensure that you comply. So if I come in, the strict liability is on you. Yes, I did my best. Sorry, your best was not good enough. The law is that it should not be, are you getting me? It should not be less than 18. These guys said, oh, they came in, they pretended, they did this one. That's your business, because it's you and the law. That's why you can see what has happened, despite all the razzmatazz or whatever they've tried to do, that event that happened in Abuja, that he has been convicted.
Yeah.
You understand me? Whether it was an apology that he wrote, whether it was
But Barrister, I'm still on that case because I actually wanted to discuss the case on Saturday on Top 5. I think we have a call, so let me just take that fight.
Okay, Mojid.
Mojid, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi there, how you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
All right, do you have questions or contributions to make?
I'm not sure Mojid has.
Why is it?
Turn down your volume.
Okay, Mojid.
You know him?
No.
Okay, I'm hearing.
Okay, go ahead. Ask the question, Mojid.
Okay, I want to ask.
Okay.
Turn down your volume or you call us back.
Mojid, call us back when you're ready.
Okay, now for that Naira Marley's case, because I had an argument with some persons, people within the industry. I'm like, okay, there are some events that that if you invite this particular artist, people go cast. Like you will see crowd. Do you understand? If you invite Asha now, you already know a kind of crowd or audience, reserved and stuff, and you can still tell them to maintain all of the social distancing and all of that. But now for an event that that we already have Malians, some in quotes, a particular group of persons where they refer to themselves as Malians. So it is like wherever Naira Marley is, we are definitely going to turn up there. So I feel that it should have been the responsibility of the organizers of the event, not Mali, to maybe, I don't know, help in the crowd and all of that.
I like the way you're putting it. You see, when it comes to law, it's not about feeling. You see, as at that point, there was a lockdown. You are not supposed to do that. So the event hosts, they also have their responsibility. What you're doing is that you defied as a person.
Okay, as a person.
You defied lockdown. By going.
Okay.
That's the law.
Okay.
It's not about, so the hosts have their own responsibility. He as well. So like, I'm told not to step out of my house.
And then he did.
And then I did. I went to the place. So for that stepping out, I am a culprit. I'll be, answering.
Okay.
And then for the host
the organizers,
for allowing me a probably
I don't know.
a person that has been told not to come,
to
come. So that's why you have to, even that law. I was talking about the law, the legal aspect.
So what about the crowd that came for the event?
That's, you see, let me give you an example of that. You see, if the law says that no person should gather there, and the crowd gather there, and this is a very good question. You see, as per the police, they don't need to catch everybody.
Just
one or two. Because the law does not say everyone caught. The law always says anyone caught. So we might be as many as 1 million. I don't need to catch.
So all the law needs is the scapegoat.
Just catch 1 or 2 people. Who will be the scapegoat for the rest? So that's why when you are following the crowd, you have to be very careful that, because you can be the unfortunate scapegoat. And to that extent, it's because that's when you're having protests, everybody's outside. The police don't need to catch everybody who's a protester. They just need to catch 1 or 2 people, and then it become the face of that protest will become tried. Anyway,
but I really do not want to go so deep into the Marley's case, because at the end of the day, I saw pictures of him and he was eventually fined.
Of course.
But the truth is, Barrister, now, because when I saw the manifest, there a couple of persons, it wasn't just Naira Marley alone that was at the event. There were other celebrities, but Naira Marley's name was just the only one that was ringing. And it was just him that we saw.
I just told you now that when it comes to law, it's not about everybody. I see, as a law officer, I have a discretion of what is within my competence, my range of to apprehend, to be able to do that. So, like, everybody's passing one way now. I might not be able to pursue the ones that have gone before.
But then
or there might be an officer that I cannot address. For instance, if you go when you travel, you will see that people say, is there anything to declare? Say nothing to declare. And the custom officer or even some immigration officer, they just be looking at me and then just go, you come here. And it's very possible that even the person in front of you is even has worse things that you have. Yeah. But once they say come, you come. Let us see. You cannot say, but
well, you
together.
Guys didn't check, yeah.
No, you cannot. It's not your own. It's like they have the discussion of, so anyone. So that's why when you are engaging in these things, and like you said when we started, it's not so much as, oh, it has not happened, it cannot happen. If it happens, then that's why we're teaching is that, look, understand these things, put this in. I mean, no person, when they are hosting a party, no person abroad who is not mindful of this. You are very mindful of the food you are cooking, very mindful of all the safety issues. You are even mindful of those who are inviting. You are very careful. You even tell them, do you have any food allergies? Because if you come to me and you have allergies and I don't know, and there's a fish soup which is ground in the soup, and you are allergic to fish, and because you ate the fish soup and then allergy resulted, you have the right to sue me because you are the host. You should have asked me. And that's why they will say, do you know your invited guests? You ask them, are there allergies that you have, so that I can address these allergies? And even in some also when there are people that are holding seminars and things like that, they normally ask you, do you have allergies? Do you have what kind of food you want to eat? So that we don't just give you anything, because if you come to our facility and anything happens to you and you are reacting, it's our responsibility, because yes, we came for a course. But you are within our range, and you gave us something that
I think it's really big. really big. We have a Cameroonian calling. Ada, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine now. I'm fine.
Okay, you're fine. So tell us, do you have questions or contributions?
No, I just want to appreciate your show. I'm actually calling from Cameroon.
Yeah, we saw that. Thank you.
Yes, so I want to just appreciate the WAP TV. I've been watching it for quite a long time. I love the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you see that's why you need to understand this element, that it's not so much like, oh, let's have a party, let's have a party. Really, you see, we take a lot of things for granted, and right now things are changing, because you can see the way people who beat their maids are being arrested now. In time was a given that you beat your maid, you go scot-free. But now it is bad. That's why you understand the implication of these things. Your part, in fact, when you're having a party in your house, hosting events, one of the things is even emergency numbers, things like that. Because if probably you're having an old school party and one of your friends came after drinking a bit of alcohol, started having heart attack, and there was nothing you guys can do. It's open to say that. It's open to say that. Look, if you are hosting a party, you should have had at least a first aid emergency number or things like that. So that because you are collecting adults in that house, you are giving them, and
let's take Ogbonna from Ebonyi. Ogbonna, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you doing?
Fine.
All right, please go on.
I am very interested on you question.
You're what?
Ogonna?
I'm fine.
Ogo? Ogo?
You know him?
No.
Turn down your volume, Mr. Ogbonna.
Can you hear me well?
Yes,
I can hear you now.
we can. Go on.
No.
Okay, I'm very, very interested on you people's discussion.
Thank you very much.
Okay. What if somebody did not invite you on occasion?
Yeah.
And you attend the occasion?
Yeah.
Actually, you are not, and you never reach 18 years to attend the occasion.
Yeah.
So eventually something happened on that occasion. What are you going to do?
Oh yes, that's something that you see. Once the person is around you, because of time, I quickly go around that. If once the person is around you and you know that the person is not 18, try as much as possible to ask the person to go. Because you see, the point is this: that if somebody strayed into your event, and for some reason you are not able to dislodge the person, neatly, what have you. While they are in that without your ambit, you owe them a duty of care.
Okay, I think we have a Skype call. Let's take that.
Go ahead.
For the end of the show. Please go on. Oh, hi, good morning.
How are you doing?
Smile now.
Hello.
Are you sure it's Network.
Ah.
Network. Sorry, we do not have so much time.
Okay, because I really want to finish. So when that person, you have to dislodge the person. You have to find a way to say, please excuse us. And even when you have, for instance, you have a beggar or so comes in or somebody, a drunkard comes into your party and you feel irritated, you have to be very careful that you don't allow that person to be manhandled in a way that the person slumps in your compound. You have to, because you are the host, and if anything happens to that person, whether it was from you or from another person, it might. So what you have to do is that you prevent people from that are not in that space to come in, or if those of you who are with you, if anyone gets drunk, you have a way of getting them to.
The truth is, I can go on and on with questions on this topic, but
I understand.
I know time is just not.
I understand.
But were we able to finish?
No, but I have to finish. Because there's so much that
we have to go.
I have to go.
So what do we do? We actually intended to finish this today, but man,
maybe just for last time next week.
Okay. If you come next week, I'll still have questions because me.
For last time, last time we must finish it.
Okay,
we must finish
we'll
it.
definitely finish next week. Thank you so very much for joining us on the show today. And tomorrow is another day on Top of the Breakfast Show. My name is Slimy Barrister. Thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you.
Have an amazing day.
Same to you, everybody.